Welcome to Knoxville, Tennessee on this third Saturday in October. It's starting to feel like autumn, and ball fans are eagerly awaiting the showdown with longtime foe Alabama. It's an adrenaline-charged atmosphere as we get ready for kickoff here on Rocky Top. Middle of October, and we welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon, Alabama, ranked #1, comes in against Tennessee, a team with only one defeat and ranked #9. It is the third Saturday in October, and a time when standings become worth mentioning and noticing. Look at the West. Aggies and Alabama both undefeated. They will play in Tuscaloosa next week. In the East, the important fact here is that despite the loss last week, Tennessee still controls its own destiny in its quest to reach the championship game in Atlanta. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. Always a pleasure to welcome you to Knoxville. And Gary, this is the fourth of 4 consecutive games, each of which has been a challenge for Tennessee.
And Vern, we've been right there. And they have earned my respect. I mean, this team, whatever it takes, they have produced it. And you would admit that they could be a little bit tired, but, you know, they got the gold standard across the field now. And if anything can get you ready to play, it's Alabama, because if you don't, you're going to get run out of the stadium. Well,
Tennessee comes in absent the presence of 6 starters. How do they account and complete that?
Yeah, you know, Vern, I think when this case, when you got so many guys like that in backups, you got to look to your stars. I mean, you got to have those guys lead the way. Derek Barnett on defense has to come through. They're going to get Jalen Hurd back. They're running back. They got Josh Dobbs. But I think a new emerging star is one Alvin Kamara. He showed last week that he is one of the tough backs in all of this conference. He was at Alabama, transferred to Tennessee, but he's a difference maker and one of the guys today that has to come through for this Tennessee football team.
Not a shock at all for us to see Alabama undefeated at this point. What is, I think, surprising is to see that they have a starting freshman quarterback.
Never happened for Nick Saban in his whole coaching career. Jalen Hurts, the first true freshman quarterback. We talk about all of the great things he does, his speed, his size, but he would not get this job if he didn't have the composure that he showed in this game last week against Arkansas. Watch, gets his head pushed into the ground. He doesn't get up, he doesn't fight, he doesn't make it about him. He shows the composure necessary to be a true freshman quarterback at Alabama. That's everything you have to know about the Alabama quarterback.
This is the 99th meeting between Alabama and Tennessee. We will have 102,000 on hand by the time this thing kicks off. Last week, Tennessee lost to A&M in part because they turned it over 7 times. How are they addressing that? For more, here's Allie LaForce.
Vern and Gary, it's hard to believe they were even competitive in that game despite that many turnovers. Butch Jones said he's never been a part of anything like this. It infuriates him every day, and they're doing everything possible to correct those mistakes. For example, they have a drill in practice where they connect a harness to the ball with a string on it. They have the defenders try to pull the ball out with the string while the ball carriers have the ball. The defense said they're trying to make it the most harsh environment for this offense possible. Coach Jones also told me they watched every single one of those 7 turnovers in practice, and Josh Dobbs said he took personal responsibility to make sure they started every day of practice with game-like focus and intensity. Despite the fact that they lead the nation with 21 fumbles this year, they have recovered their own fumbles most of the time, but it's that 25% they didn't that could be the difference between a championship season or bust.
All right, Allie, thank you. There is Josh Dobbs. He had a couple of fumbles last week. 3/4 of the games have been played on the third Saturday in October. It just seems like it always should be that way. Alabama won the toss, and they have deferred the option to the second half. That means they will kick off. Adam Griffith to do that. And Tennessee will get the ball. It's Evan Berry and Micah Abernathy, the 2 deep men. This will be returned from the 3, Evan Berry. Nice return out near the 28-yard line. And it's time to introduce the cow. Chick-fil-A starting lineups, and that leads us to the senior Josh Dobbs. Multifaceted young man. He's 6'3", 210, an aerospace engineering major. 20 total TDs this season, but as Gary said, he's dropped it a few times.
He has, but he's the whole offense. They're going to start Hurd and Kamara in the backfield. Not a surprise.
Sweep to the left, it's Kamara. And a nice first down gain out to the 35-yard line. Eddie Jackson made the stop.
I think it's a good play to get Jalen Hurd back in the game. Number 1 is going to lead the play and gets a good block on the edge. A positive play to start out for both running backs.
Now Hurd sat out last week with an undisclosed injury. And Kamara just had a brilliant game. Here's Dobbs in trouble, but he can't escape it, as you see, and he's got his tight end open at the 50 for the first down. Ethan Wolf, number 82.
Listen, we've been watching him 3 straight weeks. He basically demoralizes defenses when he does this. You've got to stop, and all of a sudden he's on the outside of the perimeter, and he delivers a first down.
That is a gain of 16, and they are across midfield. Sweep right side, Jalen Hurd. And let's introduce you to the remainder of the Tennessee offense. Some changes up front where Boulware gets a start. And so does Coleman Thomas, Dylan Wiseman, and Jashawn Robertson, both out with injuries.
First substitution for Tennessee in the game, and Alabama matches it with a substitution themselves.
Second down 3. Dobbs pressured. Comes right side. Dropped. Jason Kroom, who dropped a couple last week. Alabama's defense. Allen Payne, Tomlinson, and Anderson up front. Minka Fitzpatrick at Arkansas last week. 3 interceptions, one of which he returned for a 100-yard touchdown. They did, that defensive unit for Alabama, give up 400 yards passing last week. Third down.
Here's the ball game right here for Tennessee. Can they win third down?
4-man rush. Kamara hangs on to it. That should be enough to move the chain.
It's the same play they scored the touchdown against Georgia right here. Kamara in the slot. A slight pick that could have been called from the outside receiver. Picks it out, and Kamara is such a good receiver as a running back. Returns punts, obviously.
Dobbs keeps it, and he is trapped. Drop for a loss. Ryan Anderson, first man there.
Vern, there's so many difficult things to do against this Alabama defense, but maybe the toughest is to get outside them in the running game. They set the edge as good as anybody in college defense, and they've been doing it for as long as Nick has been at Alabama.
Loss of 3. Josh Malone, top of the screen. They're 3 wide to the left. Here's the pass coming near, and Ryan Anderson, I think, got a hand on it and knocked it away from Kamara. So 3rd and 13. And again, they'll go 3 wide left, 2 to the right. The inside man on the right side is Jawan Jennings. He is up on the line of scrimmage, and they'll bump and run with him. Now Hurd in the backfield. 3rd and 13. 4th and a mile. Tim Williams, pass rushing specialist, number 56. That's his 4th and a half sack this season.
Well, if Myles Garrett isn't the best pass rusher, and if Derek Barnett isn't the best pass rusher, this guy is the best pass rusher. Comes off the edge, 4-man rush, just takes the inside move, gets inside Chance Hall, and it's no contest.
That will leave it up to Trevor Daniel to punt on 4th down.
He has been a weapon for Tennessee.
Into the end zone, touchback. A 58-yard punt. Alabama gets it offensively for the first time. And it's time to introduce you to the Chick-fil-A offense for Alabama. And that means we start inside that group with Jalen Hurts, the freshman quarterback.
Well, if you can imagine, Vern, a true freshman quarterback coming onto a team that won a national championship and beating out other 5-star quarterbacks. It's not like they had nobody there in competition, and he wins the job, and he leads them to the undefeated season so far.
There's a little toss on the sweep. This goes to Ardarius Stewart, and he's out to the 26-yard line. Offensively for Alabama, Robinson, Pierschbaker, Bozeman, Lester Cotton replaces Alphonse Taylor at right guard. Taylor will not play because of a concussion, which was not described as an upper body extremity. Hurts keeps it. He's a dual threat quarterback.
He is, Vern. Get this. Jalen Hurts has started 2 games in the SEC on the road, Ole Miss and Arkansas. He is 32 for 48 in those games combined, 411 yards passing, 166 yards running. Pretty good job on the road.
Yeah, I think that's decent.
Yes.
First down, 10. This is Harris. He's got a lot of room, and he spins as he crosses the 50-yard line and is tackled by Micah Abernathy. Defensively, there's Balin Buchanan, who gets the start at one corner today. Sweep to the right. This is Joshua Jacobs.
Same play.
And he is the 3rd running back we've seen in the ball game. Todd Kelly Jr.
Outside zone. What's the only thing different right here is that Alabama, known for running more to their left, has been running to the right in this football game, staying away from Derek Barnett.
Jacobs, I beg your pardon. Joshua Dobbs on my mind. It's Joshua Jacobs. And he's inside the 30. This drive began at the 9-yard line.
Where Alabama is so tough, Vern, is how good they are on first down. Against Arkansas, they had 27 first downs. They averaged 13 yards on first down against Arkansas.
Jacobs, the running back, on 2nd down and 3. Ridley, they toss it. They've got the reverse coming near side. This is Ardarius Stewart. 2 blockers in front. He is in for the touchdown. Yes, indeed.
Ardarius Stewart got the last block to spring him into the end zone. What a call by Lane Kiffin. Run to the right, run to the right, run to the right. Come back with a reverse to the left.
Gary Dieter got the key block downfield, number 11.
Right there. And then Jalen Hurts gets the next one.
How often do you see your quarterback there?
I know. Ardarius Stewart gets the touchdown, got the quarterback and the wide receiver.
Adam Griffith for the extra point.
I got him a little mixed up there. I was doing it the opposite.
It's allowed.
Yes. Ardarius Stewart coming back, as Vern told you. Another weapon, as if Alabama needed one.
Well, that was a brisk 91-yard drive in 8 plays. It consumed 2 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock, and Stewart got the touchdown. Short kick. Evan Berry.
Oh, he's physical.
Yes, he is. Down the sidelines, cuts inside, and is finally hauled down. There is a flag. It's at the 45-yard line of Tennessee.
He's physical and runs through a couple tackles, and obviously has the speed to get by there. Anthony Averett, number 28, is the last guy to make the play. Had a chance, or he would have gone. Brent Kendrick has not come in. Drew Richmond, number 51, is playing left tackle.
So that's 3 subs on the offensive line for Tennessee. Blitz, Dobbs, incomplete.
Right, a lot of the fans want to know 50-50 ball with Yawn Jennings to the outside going against Anthony Averett. Did he grab him? It's just fighting right there. They're going to let that one go. Oh, he had him by the jersey. The back official did not see it. He was screened on that play. That could have been called.
And instead it goes as an incompletion. Nothing doing on second down. Jalen Hurd.
One more look to see how the side judge was. See, he cannot see it. It was grabbed. He had jersey, and Yawn Jennings and the 100,000 fans were correct. That could have and should have been called.
Field judge Glenn Fusick did not make the call. On third down, Hurd alongside Dobbs in the backfield. It's 7-0. Screen pass. Intercepted. And here goes Alabama. Ronnie Harrison. Touchdown. That is the 10th non-offensive touchdown of the year for Alabama. 58 yards.
I was pretty sure Tennessee's defense couldn't shut out Alabama's offense. I think their hope was Tennessee's offense could shut out Alabama's defense.
Answer?
And that hasn't happened.
No.
That's 9 games in a row they've had a non-offensive touchdown.
Adam Griffith for the extra point.
It was supposed to be a safe screen pass. They grabbed the ball player. He's standing right here. Let's see what happens. Going to bring the player in motion. That's who the screen is going to go to, I believe. Yes, they grab him. When he throws the ball, it goes right over his head.
Harrison with the interception, 58 yards. It was Ryan Anderson with the pressure on Joshua Dobbs.
An inside play, the grabbing of the running back is really what allowed the ball to sail over the running back's hands and get the interception.
Happens quickly, doesn't it? Nothing with 14 seconds to go, first quarter. Adam Griffith will kick off. Evan Berry, who had a 67-yard return, wiped out by a penalty a moment ago, and this will be a touchback.
Nick Saban, 96-3 with a 14-point lead. Vern, we did 2 of those 3 losses when he had 14-point leads.
Okay, hey, this is the Aflac trivia question.
When you were out at dinner.
Yeah, you and you wonder how Gary spends Friday nights. It's coming up with stuff like this.
All right.
Okay.
2010, Cam Newton. Remember the comeback?
Oh, of course, yeah.
2013, the kick 6.
Remember them both. Now I do.
And then the Ohio State game in the semifinal. 3 losses.
End of 1. 14-zip. We might have a special guest coming. We'll find out after the commercial break. We welcome all of you back to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. 14-0 as Alabama erupted. And take a look at the point differential for Tennessee this year.
They've done it before.
Yeah.
Only problem is 19 plays so far for Tennessee, 7 negative plays already.
3 traps already, 3 sacks, that is. Here's Hurd around the corner.
Hard to get outside. Reuben Foster, he was the guy that made the play. Sideline to sideline.
Christian Miller and Reuben Foster.
Took him a couple years to get out there, but just the latest in the great middle linebackers, Reggie Ragland, C.J. Mosley, Rolando McClain, just the long line of middle linebackers for Alabama.
3rd down 5. Alvin Kamara. Good to see him back on the field after that return in which he was thumped pretty badly. Here's Dobbs. Nope.
Yep, they're playing the sticks right now. Alabama, they know the pass rush is going to get there. They're playing 3rd and 6. You're going to have to try to go deep. Problem is, don't have the time. Easy to play DB when you know you're going to get that pass rush. Like that Super Bowl game we watched with Denver. You got to cover him for about a second and a half.
That brings on Trevor Daniel again. Eddie Jackson deep. He waits at the 25-yard line. 14-0.
Look at this punting. He has been.
Well, both of them have excelled, haven't they? Here's Jackson at the 10. And he's brought down at the 22-yard line. 14-0. Alabama leads it. We're in the first minute of the 2nd quarter. 60-yard punt. 12 on the return. We'll be right back. 14-0 Alabama leading Tennessee. It's with real pleasure that we welcome back one of the revered figures in athletics at Tennessee, Peyton Manning, who wore number 16 here, number 18 in the NFL. You have maintained a very close relationship with your alma mater.
Well, I sure have, Vern. It's been a very special place to me. Started back in 1994, and in many ways I've never left this place. And always been special to come back here, usually on one bye week a year. This is my 3rd game this season, and just proud to be just an ambassador for this great university.
I'm not sure where Gary. Oh, there's. Look at this.
Sorry, I kind of assumed you'd be wearing the robe.
Where's Lionel Richie? Is he behind you?
That's right.
Is he behind you?
Sorry, I just assumed.
Oh, I would have worn mine if I would have known.
I would have been out of here if both of you showed up in robes.
I want some football?
Sure.
Let's do some football.
Let's do it. Oh, this is good. Good stuff.
That's a good gotcha. Deep right side. Oh, is he ever? That's Calvin Ridley. Well, you have had 3 games here this year, and they've been coming from behind all along.
By the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty comfortable, by the way.
Is it? It looks on you. It looks good.
He may never give it back. You realize
we're
that.
at the Tuscaloosa next week.
That's right. That. Yeah.
It's as you guys know, Tennessee games don't start until the 2nd half. So this is just kind of pregame warm-ups here. We're just kind of toying with them. We're going to get things going here in the 2nd half, but we certainly got our work cut out for us.
Well, we said when they were down 21 a week or 2 ago with it, they've got them right where they want them.
That's right. That's right. I told Butch Jones, I said, your job is to convince them that they're down 21-0 in pregame warm-ups.
There was a petition to start the scoreboard at 21-0.
I was in favor of it.
2nd down and 8. And nothing doing this time as they got to Joshua Jacobs. Well, you faced this Alabama team 4 times. I think the 95 game was among your favorites, right? It snapped the lead.
Sure did. That was a great game. They've beaten us quite a few years in a row, and that play right there, we fumbled a few years in the past on the goal line, so we decided just to keep it on a blind bootleg and got in the end zone. And great memories down there in Legion Field, that's for sure.
Hayden, I didn't know if I was going to do this, but as you leave, I just wanted to say, so great to have you in our booth.
I'm telling you, all kind of plugs up here we get. Right?
You know, I've got to get you,
DirecTV Nationwide will be fired up for this. Right?
I got to get you out to dinner on
Here we go.
Comeback.
Here we go.
Fumbled.
Got it, baby.
Wow.
There you go. Forced turnover.
Derek Barnett.
We talked about the matchup and why they had to get off the line. And what does he do? Come around the outside. Cam tried to hold him, sacks him, and punches it loose.
Huge play. We got to get a touchdown. Tennessee's got to get a touchdown and build off this momentum. Great play. He's been a stud all year. He's been awesome for us.
And I think Demario Mixon, number 40, is the guy who was the recipient of the fumble this time. So but you can't leave now. Peyton, you just got to lucky turnover.
That's right. That's exactly right. I don't miss those hits right there, Gary. I do not miss those.
Let's see what they do down here. Do they run the quarterback? That's when the offense for Tennessee has worked the best.
I want to score on first or second down. I want to stay out of third down versus these guys.
Well, it's going to be second down. That's Kamara. Jonathan Allen defensively. 10 minutes to go, first half.
What would you be thinking, Peyton, if you had a mismatch of an offensive lineman? How do you try to combat that as a quarterback?
Like I said, three-step drop, quick fade, shotgun, get it out of your hand. These first and second down sacks have been killing us prior to. So get in there.
He got it.
Can you say that? Can I do
Nice
that?
call. Of course you can.
All right, good. Sorry.
Of course you can. Alvin Kamara.
I like it. Second down, right, Gary?
You got it.
Don't even get in the third down.
That's the
Don't
hard
get in the third down. They're too good at stopping you on third down, so that's what I used to talk about. Let's go first down, second down, first down.
Right, avoid the third down play. Kamara is such an excellent running back.
We got a ball game now.
Aaron Medley for the extra point. Parker Henry will hold. Kamara's touchdown has cut the lead in half after Hurts fumble when hit by Derek Barnett. As Peyton just said, we've got a ball game now.
Thanks for coming in,
Hey, guys, thank y'all.
Thank you,
Fast burn. Thank you so much.
Alvin Kamara after the fumble forced by Derek Barnett. And we're hearing Rocky Top. First composed by Felice and Boudreaux Bryant. I knew I was going to get that in.
You got it. But when we talk about also, Vern, the stars for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Got all those great players out for Tennessee. That means their stars have to lead the way, and Barnett made the biggest play for Tennessee in the game so far. Oh, that's going to be a penalty.
Yep. Out of bounds.
The official is straddling the pylon. If it goes to his right, he knows.
Receivers have elected to put the ball in play at the 35-yard line. First down.
Well, we're going to see what kind of patience that Lane Kiffin has. They've had success running the outside zone to the right. Do they start running again? Yes, they do.
And they come to the right. Damian Harris is caught at the 48-yard line.
How disciplined can Lane Kiffin be? Remember, he was the coach of this Tennessee team. He wants to show them what a great play caller he is. Will he have the patience to stick and grind it out?
They come right. It's Damian Harris again across midfield and down at the 48. Nine minutes to go, first half, 14-7. Harris again, and this time, nothing there. Elliott Berry, number 41, he and brother Evan Berry, so much a part of this defensive unit, and now here comes the crowd.
How about that tackle by Berry? He's really a number 3 linebacker in there. Kirkland and Jalen Reeves-Maben are their starters. They've got their backups in. They've lost McDowell, and in comes Berry. Wow, what a play.
3rd and 7. Ardarius Stewart across the backfield. Gets a little swing pass and gets a terrific block from Calvin Ridley. Oh, boy. A wide receiver highlight for you.
Remember, we talked about the passing patience that Lane Kiffin gives his quarterback. Even though it's 3rd and long, he still throws the ball behind the line of scrimmage. 96 passes behind the line of scrimmage or less than 10 yards downfield.
Quick screen. How about that defense? Emmanuel Mosley read that from the snap.
Just get the feeling with this Tennessee. I don't know if they can match up talent-wise. Peyton said they've come a long way, but they have 7 of their 18 returning starters not playing in this football game. They had 18 returning starters for 2016, and 7 of them are injured.
Hurts gets a good block. He's into the secondary. Foot race at the 10. Touchdown, Alabama. Miller Forrestall, number 87, was the man who supplied the block. Now that has quieted the crowd.
Well, we've talked about Alabama for a long time, Vernon. One of the things that's really underrated about this football team, and it's been for as long as I can remember, of how clutch of a football team they are. They make plays in the clutch. People make runs at them. Remember the onside kick against Clemson? They've done it time after time. They just seem to be able to answer the bell. Really crafty play here. They sneak the tight end instead of a pass this way. It's actually a run. They get the lead blocker downfield. Ardarius Stewart gets a good block, number 13. 2 blocks. And that running quarterback, Alabama with a running quarterback, it almost doesn't seem fair, does it?
You're right. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. 21-7. 21-7 after that 45-yard run from Hurts.
With backups in the game, oftentimes misalignments happen. I'm pretty sure Tennessee misaligned on this play and helped make a play that should have gained 5 or 6 yards into a big touchdown play. We'll show you.
Adam Griffith will kick off. And it's Berry again, the deep man, with Micah Abernathy. But here is the kick, and Griffith sails it through the end zone.
Watch, Tennessee has backups. Colton Jumper is going to tell the other linebacker right here to move over. Now watch what happens. When Alabama shifts, both linebackers to the left. Alabama gets exactly what they want. Both linebackers are caught up in the trash. I think it was a misalignment and a mistake by the Tennessee defense, playing with a lot of subs.
Now the Volunteers trailing again by 14 from the 32. Dobbs. Little safety valve check down. Jalen Hurd. Ronnie Harrison made the tackle. Harrison in this game has a 58-yard interception return for a touchdown. Second down, and the Volunteers will hustle. Dobbs across the middle. Incomplete, intended for Jawan Jennings. And again, Joshua Dobbs popped as he lets it go.
Against Texas A&M, Josh Dobbs is not a great intermediate passer. Against A&M, he was 2 for 14 on passes thrown more than 10 yards downfield. Just not his game. Play action passes, yet. Pocket passes, tough for him.
Snap on third down. Dobbs across the middle, almost intercepted.
Oh.
Dobbs down on the ground again. Ryan Anderson, Jonathan Allen had a meeting at Joshua Dobbs.
Just look at the electric speed coming off the edge in the pass rush here on Dobbs. He can feel this. Number 22 that time, Ryan Anderson, is just, he can feel him. After a while, you know, backside, it hurts. Front side intimidates you because you can see it coming.
And so Trevor Daniel will punt for the 7th time in the first half. This is high and deep and taken on the fair catch from Eddie Jackson. First down 10 now. Alabama with a 14-point lead and 62 seconds to go in the first half. Damian Harris gets around the edge. Well, Gary, you mentioned some of the defensive ends. Let's take a look at your list.
Well, I mean, just some of them. I mean, Arden Key from LSU. We'll see him in a few weeks against this Alabama team. Carl Lawson is, when healthy, one of the best in college football. Charles Harris. A lot of people don't know about him. The NFL does.
Up the middle. Joshua Jacobs. Now what? 14 seconds to go.
Either ground the ball really quickly and spike it or use a timeout. Alabama took a timeout. Open field that tackle that time. Alabama has been conservative, just enough, but the running game has got them into position to throw one wherever they want and try a field goal.
21-7, Calvin Ridley, top of the screen. There are 3 wides to the right. Now O.J. Howard will line up just off his right tackle. And they throw it. Nice play. Calvin Ridley.
I was wondering when Alabama would ever won one of those RPOs where everybody else has been doing it against them. That's exactly what they did. Their linemen were downfield. There was only 3 yards. I think Alabama wanted to say, you know what? We've had 2 of these score against us. Let's see if we can score one of those against someone else.
9 seconds to go. They do have 1 timeout left.
Oh, he could.
Hurts has it.
I thought it would be close the way as far as he ran it like that.
Yep.
He could run out the half.
I think the half has ended.
Nick was signaling timeout, but the play was not over. It was too wide of a play. Now, nope, the official is going to give Alabama 1 second on the clock.
Oh, no.
Fake to the left side. Hurts is carrying it. 4, 3. Player is down. That's a good call. That's a good call. Clock ran out another second. Alabama will get a try for an extra field goal. 1 play.
Adam Griffith.
And Butch can't freeze him like last week.
Up.
Missed it.
Sure did.
On the other hand, it was just no points. It didn't go the other way. It's a win for Alabama on 1 second field goals.
Wide right. And we've reached the half. Now it's time for Inside Access presented by AT&T, official sponsor of the SEC. Here's Allie with Nick Saban.
Coach, after both of Jalen Hurts' turnovers in the first half, he responded with scores. What's your assessment of how he managed that half?
Well, I think he could play better. I think we could throw the ball better. I think we got to protect better. Turnovers are the difference in the game. They got to score off a turnover. We lost to score off a turnover. So we just got to play better.
Your defense held Tennessee to under 50 total yards. How are you able to make them such a non-factor?
Well, we have to do it the whole game. 60-minute game. They're a good second half team. We got to be ready to play in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Yes, they have been a very good second half team.
I think he's been watching the games, right?
I think so, too. That's the end of the first half. 21-7 the score. Let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. We welcome all of you back to Knoxville. 21-7. Alabama, and Allie is with Butch Jones.
Coach, your defense only allowed 2 scores, but what was going on with the offense in that first half?
Well, it all starts with the line of scrimmage game, and we knew it was going to be this type of game. It's a maximum 7 game in our terminology, and our kids are grinding it out, and we have to get it to the 4th quarter, and they've been relentless in all season long. And so this is no different than any other games. You're playing a quality opponent, and you have to continue to just grind and work exceptionally hard, which they will.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
Allie, thank you. Alabama will get the ball to open the second half. Aaron Medley will kick for the Volunteers. Decides to run it out. And he gets it out to the 25. It was Berry. Well, we're back here, and I've got a guy sitting to my left who doesn't have a bathrobe on now. It's an unaccustomed position for you. That worked well, by the way.
That was fun. You know, you can see with a fan and paint, you know, get in there. You know, that's what all the people that watch these games. But here it is. You start to think, could this be like Florida? It has that feel, you know, 21-3, 21-7. But only 41 yards in offense. They had 162 against Florida. Tennessee, as much as they need stops, can they find some offense against this great Alabama defense? That's really, you know, when Butch says, can we get into the fourth quarter, how does he do that without finding some more offense? Remember, Alabama's #1 in the nation in plus 40-yard plays and plus 50-yard plays. Is this where Lane Kiffin does the old play-action pass bomb?
Oh, this one you mean? Across the middle, crossing pattern. Is that what you were talking about?
Well, it wasn't open deep, and he was smart enough to go. Watch our Darius Stewart feel the defender, grab this catch, and go inside. He doesn't fade away from the throw. Watch how he catches it and goes to meet the ball and then loses a half a yard. That is not taught. That is just an athlete being able to pluck it out.
And they'll test the left guard spot now. Damian Harris. That's his 13th carry of the ball game for 80 yards.
Last week against Arkansas, Alabama went over 500 yards in just 51 plays. The next snap for Alabama will be their 51st of the game, and we're midway through the third quarter.
Play action. Hurts under pressure, rolls out, throws it away.
He had Ridley, but a good pass rush that time. Couldn't get it off.
Colton Jumper was the fellow providing the pressure.
Yeah, all he does is make plays, Colton Jumper. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I admit, they got some good players not out there, but Colton Jumper is pulling his weight in this for this football team.
Darren Kirkland is the starter. He is one of 3 defensive starters unable to go. They expect him back soon. But Jumper has played really well in the last 3-4 games.
This is going to be close. Will they have to burn another timeout? I think they might have to here.
They did get it. Hurts. He's got 2 in front of him. Hello. Dragged down with a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
It was very interesting there. It caught Tennessee off balance. Alabama had only 10 men on the field, and when they substituted, the official tried to slow the play down. Alabama very smartly snapped it with 1 second, and I don't think Tennessee was ready.
1st and goal. Hurts gets a block, strolls in, untouched. Touchdown, Alabama. .9:02 to go in the third.
Trayvon Diggs, #7. Stephon Diggs' brother, the All-American from Maryland, now playing for the Minnesota Vikings. Big block on that play.
Adam Griffith for the extra point.
Well, here's the sequence, Vern, of what happened. Alabama's confused. The clock was running down. Alabama substitutes late. So the officials are holding off the play. Just 4 seconds to go. Will they get it going? They're snapping. As soon as the official backed up, it was almost like a quick snap. And Tennessee was really not set up to stop it. And then 1 play later, play action pass, block on the right side by Diggs, and a walk in by the quarterback.
Welcome back to Neyland Stadium, where Alabama leads Tennessee 28-7. We talk about the passionate fans of the SEC all of the time, and this one is right there with the best of them. His name is Wesley McNeely. And the reason we're showing Wesley is not because he hasn't missed a home game in over a decade, but he was celebrating the amazing Hail Mary pass against Georgia, and he was celebrating so hard that he broke his ankle. He avoided having surgery. That way he could travel to Texas A&M for the game. He got surgery this week on Tuesday, and he is here, as promised, to not miss a single home game this season. Gary overheard him talking in the airport, challenged me to find him, and we officially found him. Gary, there's Wesley for you.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like is he he was in front of me in the Starbucks lane. He was going really slow. That's how I noticed him.
Here's the return from Evan Berry. Nice. Joshua Dobbs handed off on the sweep. Tyler Bird, the freshman from Naples, Florida. Rashawn Evans makes the stop here.
Well, you know, we did the game just a week ago. Tennessee trailed that game 28-7. Just a different feel, though. The offense, like we talked about it, the offense was gaining yards, but turning it over. Here, they just can't find yards. Big difference in the field. Let's see. A couple first downs, maybe it'll change.
Here's Dobbs. Got Ethan Wolf. And he breaks, well, he can't break the tackle, but he does get a couple of extra yards.
Yeah, great read that time by Josh Dobbs. Looked out wide, like it was a wide receiver screen to the outside, and Ethan Wolf gets into the middle of the field. Easy pitch and catch.
Now Hurd is the running back behind Dobbs. There's Ethan Wolf. Sets up on the left side. Hurd. Sean Dion Hamilton with the tackle. Jalen Hurd missed last week's game. He is now replaced by Kamara. Kamara's been held in check too. He ran wild against A&M, but so far in this game, 7 carries for 18 yards. Malone across the backfield, wide to the left. Dobbs looks that direction. He's got him wide open, and Malone around the defender, Anthony Averett, and picks up another first down.
I think this time the Alabama defense was a bit confused. 2 guys going deep, and they had double covered the slot, but I don't know why Anthony Averett was bailing on that play. He should have had a man-to-man a little tighter.
Gain of 12, first down Tennessee. And they'll drive it up the middle. Alvin Kamara. Well, Kirby Smart was the defensive coordinator last year, and Jeremy Pruitt has taken his place. And the rankings haven't changed much, have they?
Seems like Kirby Smart, watching his Georgia team this year, he was a much better coach last year. I think
Are you suggesting
the good players?
Quality of players? Yeah, maybe. And of course, Georgia took it on the chin today. 17-16. Whoa!
Same play that he hit Ethan Wolf over the middle. Exact same play. This time he threw it out to the back, and Alabama does not let you throw those short passes. See the middle? They had the guy in the middle again. Dobbs made his mind up that time. He figured Alabama would cover the same guy over the middle. They did not. He could have gone to the middle and got the same gain.
Eddie Jackson with the stop for the Crimson Tide. 3rd down 10. Pressure coming. They pass it to Jawan Jennings.
Jawan Jennings comes up with more 50-50 balls than any receiver in this league. As tough as you can be. 4th down and 5, but he hangs and he fights, and you're not going to outfight him for a football. Good coverage by Mika Fitzpatrick, though. When you have 3rd and 10 and you give up a 5-yard pass, that's a win.
Aaron Medley will try to tack 3 on 4th down and 6. This is a 37-yard field goal effort from Medley. Snap a little high but controlled and right down the middle. Finally, something for Tennessee offensively. Time call. Here's the kick from Medley. And they'll take a knee. Lane Kiffin.
Of course, the headliner is Lane Kiffin.
Yes. I would think so.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, 1 year, and then famously left to take the USC job. Here's Hurts. Deep left side, double coverage. He's got him. That's Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, you know it on first down. Pretty soon, Calvin Ridley looked like he was going to go to the post. Very patient route. Watch him come in and then out to a deep flag right here. Alabama throws a lot of post routes. This time he's got a safety, bracket him to the outside, and a perfect throw from Jalen Hurts.
Gain of 31. Damian Harris bounces off the tackle and battles his way inside the 30, just inside the 30. 3:40 to go, 3:41.
And I think Mixon, number 40, is down on the field as Alabama continues to show you that they're going to continue to run inside and play action pass. That's their team this year.
First down 10. 28-10. Joshua Jacobs is the running back. Stewart and Ridley.
No, bad read.
Oh, yes. Deshaun Golden all over that one.
Yeah, that ball could have gone up inside. Joshua Jacobs, the young running back, going left. Watch the end come up top. Golden's right there to the outside, makes a good play and forces him. Should have gone inside of O.J. Howard's block, and he did not.
That's Vickers getting the tape job on the Tennessee bench. Trayvon Diggs in the backfield now, number 7. Comes in motion. Hurts. Steps up. Wow, wide open. O.J. Howard. Down at the 1.
Well, I'll tell you, everybody that watches Alabama says, how can the guy that was the hero of the national championship game not get more targets? Lane gets very upset when people say that to him. That's his 20th target, and he's got 14 receptions. That's pretty good.
Jacobs is the running back now. First down goal. Hurts rolls out, looks, says, what the heck? I'll just run it in for the 3rd touchdown on the ground today.
That was somewhat of a sarcastic look at the camera there, like, are you kidding me? You're trying to tackle me with that? Just kind of stared and went, you do a field goal, I drive it down the field. Watch this. One player to the outside, you don't have a chance. And he goes into the camera. That qualifies, doesn't it? Sarcastic, like, no chance to get me?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Well, yes. It was a sarcastic look.
Yes.
I'm still looking for the Lane Kiffin. 35-10. Final 49 seconds, 3rd quarter.
Vern, this is the 3rd time in 5 years as we look at that last touchdown pass play. At least Lane thought it was going to be a touchdown play. Just short. You know, and Lane is good at sarcastic. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah.
He's really good at it.
I wouldn't disagree with that at all. Through the end zone. First down 10, Tennessee, 49 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Dobbs comes the pressure. It's incomplete.
As I was going to point out, this is the 3rd time in 5 years Tennessee has played Alabama as Alabama has been the #1 team in the nation. The past 2, they lost by 35 and they lost by 31. They're down by 25.
Joshua Dobbs now 13 of 24 for a modest 82 yards. And he keeps this one, goes around the left side. Sean Dion Hamilton. That's Dobbs' 7th carry. Still negative yards, minus 31. Again in college ball, sacks come off rushing yardage. I thought I might be around working long enough until they change that, but I guess it ain't going to happen.
You should have said make it correct.
Yeah.
Instead of change, make it the way it should be.
Here comes the rush. Dobbs gets hit as he lets it go. Catch is made out on the right side by Tyler Bird. Marlon Humphrey was there.
And the Alabama defensive backs know that with that 5-man rush up front, they don't have to back up one step. They just have it thrown in front of them, and they play physical tackle on the catch.
End of the third quarter. We'll return to Knoxville after this message and a word from your local station. Now the adrenaline thus far, all for Alabama as they lead 38-10. You see the score by quarter, 35-10. This is the 7th consecutive game the Crimson Tide has gone north of 30 points. The fewest points they've scored this year, 34.
And he got a great chance of going over 500 yards again.
Yes.
Done it twice. I think they had 499 yards in one game.
9th punt, Trevor Daniel. Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson. Have I mentioned this is Eddie Jackson? Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
I guess that's what it happens when you have 6 consecutive #1 recruiting classes in a row. The Alabama X's are just better than the Tennessee O's.
My, oh my. (41-10).
Just watch him. He wants a touchdown. Watch him judge as you see the shaking. Watch him judge the coverage. As the ball's in the air, he looks up, then he looks down. I'll take it. He looks down twice, and then he goes for it. Makes one guy miss, and nobody's going to catch him. A high school wide receiver with ball skills, exactly what Nick Saban likes to recruit.
Another non-offensive touchdown. The kick from Griffith. Josh Dobbs, 14 of 25 for 83. Leading receiver is Ethan Wolf, 2 for 30 yards. Juwan Jennings has caught 3, but only for 20 yards. Here's Dobbs. And he finds Malone out to the 31-yard line.
Well, go ahead, Vern.
No, please, Gary.
We just were talking again about matching up. How do you match up? Tennessee has a talented football team, but a lot of them are not playing, including 3 of their key players. Might be their 3 best defensive players of 4 with Derek Barnett are not playing in the game. Tough to match up for Tennessee. Will they be back this season as Tennessee tries to get back in the hunt in the East? Because right now, Florida, if they don't come back, Tennessee in this game will control their own destiny.
3rd down 4. Volunteers after this devilish stretch of 4 consecutive games do have an open week next week. Alabama returns home against the undefeated Aggies of Texas A&M. Here comes the rush. Dobbs heads right, comes back across the body, completes it, and they hustle toward the first down line. It's Josh Malone.
This is the time when Nick Saban really grinds the most. He'll have his team a big lead. He knows there's some bit of complacency with the football team. He's got his backups in there right now. Christian Miller's on the field, along with Jonathan Allen. He kind of spots them in one at a time. But as Tennessee decides they're going to punt here, you'll hear the crowd.
Yeah. And this crowd is emptying out.
Let's see if Tennessee has something, though. I would assume Alabama will keep their defense safe on the field. Yes, they have.
Nice high and deep, and a fair catch called for and taken at the 14-yard line by Eddie Jackson. 12 minutes, 37 seconds to go. Crimson Tide is rolling.
One of the things that Nick Saban was upset with as we look at Jalen Hurts with his defense is they had too many plays, 84 plays as a defense. He said we couldn't get off the field. When will Nick Saban start resting his players for the big game next week against Texas A&M?
Hurts. Ardarius Stewart, Emmanuel Mosley with the tackle. This was Jalen Hurts when they arrived.
Boom. Got a good laugh out of it.
Yeah. Second down and 9.
Oh, big post Scarborough.
Here we go. They've got an angle on him. Can he keep going?
Wow.
Yes,
Oh,
he can.
Defender pulled up Lane.
Micah Abernathy, Scarborough, 85 yards.
Right to the left side. Oh, nice block up there by Ross Piersbacher. Number 71 came off late, sealed it. Watch Abernathy pull up. He's got a chance and pulls up Lane right at the end of the run.
Hamstring.
That's a big man running that fast down the sideline. You see why so many Alabama people were excited about his ability. He was actually, it probably has Alabama A on his glove, and he probably was putting the A right into the face of the, and I'm surprised the official did not call it for excessive celebration.
Well, the guy's got on Peyton Manning's old jersey. Here's Scarborough. Not pretty at the end. Well, when your team is down 49-10, some postures are to be understood. Ouch. Scarborough, 85 yards with a touchdown.
In Alabama, if they limp through the rest of this game, is going to rush for more than 400 yards in this football game.
Griffith. Tyler Bird. Near the 28-yard line.
Since 2008, basically, we've been watching the excellence of Nick Saban's teams, and this one just looks so different. You know, it's the same type of defense, but it's just a totally different look on offense, and they're powerful. They force you to stop 11 players on offense, and they're going to be a tough out for anybody here.
Tennessee in the final 50 seconds to go. John Kelly gets out. They are so strong on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I don't think they're quite as deep. I think their front 11 on defense is as good as they've ever been. I don't think they're second level like they had last year. I mean, they just rolled in guys. They could play 10 guys up front. I don't think they're quite as deep, but their pass rush, there's no college team that has their pass rush.
This one over the right tackle spot. John Kelly gets it. And here comes Nick Saban. Here comes Butch Jones. An absolute total domination by Alabama. Eddie Jackson with punt return for a touchdown. Let's go down to Alley with Nick Saban.
Coach, no team has been able to slow down Tennessee in the second half. Not only did you slow them down, you shut them down. What are you most impressed with this big win today?
Well, I think our defense really responded to what happened last week and played great today. And offense did a good job of putting a lot of points on the board and scored on defense and had a great punt return. So we wanted to play a complete game, and I'm really proud of the way our guys did that.
Your team now has 11 non-offensive touchdowns. It's the most in any season under you, and we're only halfway through this year. Your defense has been so impressive.
Well, you know, you want to play great on special teams, and we got some guys that can make plays on defense and affect the quarterback. And, you know, we've been able to make those plays. I just hope they keep coming.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
49-10. The only team that has really tested the Crimson Tide this year was Ole Miss. They go north of 40 one more time. For Gary Danielson and Allie LaForce, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Knoxville. Alabama wins it in big-time fashion with Jalen Hurts scoring 3 touchdowns on the ground. The Jeep postgame show is up next, and will come your way after these messages.